Hi, good morning everyone. This is Gaikwad Digambar. I am QS profession and working with some MNC company as senior quantity surveyor. So today we will start a beautiful concept. So that is waterproofing. So it is a draft one. So you can give your uh, advice if any improvement required. Okay. And this is my first YouTube video. So I think means some communication gaps will be there. So let me improve it in the next videos. Okay. Thank you. Basically, in this concept, I'm going to cover which kind of products we are going to use in the waterproofing uh, and what kind of waterproofings we basically means following in the market. Okay, so one is like means APP membrane which we are using on roof, and then second is liquid coatings which we are using basically in the residential roofs, and then toilets, kitchens, wet areas we are using these things. Okay, so let us go with the overview. First is waterproofing and crack isolation. Waterproofing is an important element in protecting building. It prevents water from leaking into unwanted areas where it can cause damage. At times, this damage will be unseen until it is too late. We should ensure that our next project include properly installed waterproofing system. Typically, types of areas that require waterproofing are roofs, shower, bathroom, kitchen, water tank, and then STP, ETP, etc. required. So basically, waterproofing is not that advanced in country like ours. We are not adhered completely to implement this procedure in construction. So many small builders neglecting waterproofing, and they are not using any kind of liquid in the concrete. Also, we get liquids in concrete to add from the Dr. Fixit and other brands. So I recommend all the construction companies and contractors, masons to add waterproofing liquid so that uh, your building will get strength, your building will be durable, your building will look good, maintenance will be less. Okay, so for example, if means building is cracked, okay, so water is leaking, so many damages will happen to your building. Like we will be having ceiling, so we have to remove that ceiling again, and your structural steel will be like start corrosion will start in that rebar. So we should avoid this. Precaution is better than cure. So we should take waterproofing as very important thing in building constructions. So I recommend everyone to invest in waterproofing and make your building waterproof, so that in future you will not spend much money or much time and energy on rectifying it. Uh, Basically, main brands in waterproofing are Fosroc, Mike Carmet, Bostik, STP is there, Pedialyte, BSF, Sika, etc. So many brands are there, but this is the major brands which I have covered. So in other brands we have Laticrete, Asian Paints also entered into waterproofing segment. Alchemica, Chogle, Fairmate, etc. are the companies which providing the products concerned to waterproofing. Next, what properties we have to look into the product basically. So we have so many brands here. So which brand we have to select, which product we have to select, what are the properties of that product we should select. Okay, so I have highlighted four properties, 4 points which we should note it before purchasing any product. So let us go through points one by one. First is durability. So durability of any product is very much important, because we cannot keep on means rectifying the building. It is like long-term investment and long-term asset for us. So durability of the product should be minimum 10 years. Okay, uh, actually it should be more than 10 years, because even 10 years is less frequency what I consider, but as per the standard what they are giving is minimum 10 years. So it looks fair enough. Okay. Then it should be non-corrosive. Any product which companies are providing, we should have chemical test, and we should confirm that it do not deteriorate once it comes in contact with water, uh, or steel, or it should not damage the properties of the concrete. So these things we have to check it. Okay, then third point is highly flexible. uh, Concrete have the property of the shrinkage and creep. So once the temperature increase and decrease, the concrete also have that uh, 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 movement, because of the variation in the temperature. To accommodate that movement and whatever the crack is forming from that temperature, our product should be flexible enough to accommodate whatever the like means expansion is happening in the concrete. So this is one of the important factor which we have to consider. Then fourth point is adhesion and crack breaching. It should adhere properly to the base surface, and then wherever the cracks are there, we have to like that is separate concept of crack breaching. So maybe in next videos I'll come with that crack breaching and types of the joints we should study before this one. So now we will go with like just properties, adhesion and then crack breaching. It should have. Then coming to features and benefits, terrace method of roof waterproofing. So in this video I have covered only two type of waterproofings. One is APP membrane and second one is liquid coating. So let us go with APP membrane in detail. How we have to do APP membrane, what are the precautions we have to take, and how we have to do that application. So many guys will not be knowing how to do the application, what are the precautions we have to do in these things. Okay, so I have covered mainly 2 points in this. One is surface preparation, and then second is application, how we are going to do this APP membrane. Okay, so in surface preparation, I have mentioned inspect the surface condition. The concrete surface should be level, tough, and should not have hollow areas or potholes. Check hollowness by hammering and repair such areas as well as potholes using polymer modified cement and sand mortars. Okay. First of all, we have to check how the surface condition is, whether we have latents of the concrete, any debris, any like a mortar is spread on that. That should be removed properly by doing scrubbing. We can remove that completely, and wherever we see there is a cracks or holes, we have to fill that things with the silicon modified cement, or other products are coming in the market. You can use that one also. Then second is allowed to cure for at least 72 hours before the application of the member. Once we do this preparation, we should allow it to cure completely. Third is clean the surface so that it is free from the loose dust, particles, oil, etc. by brooming and vacuum. Once that duration is passed, again there will be loose particles, and oil will be there, dust will be there. So before application we should ensure that no loose particle is present, no oil is present. So it will ultimately affect the durability, its properties will be reduced because it won't adhere to the surface, and it won't uh, uh, fulfill the purpose what it is made for. So these things are require very careful checking, and we have to and one more thing I would like to, while cleaning, so like masons or whoever the supervisors are there, so they will neglect the corners basically, and then wherever the joints are coming, so that portions are most likely to have like leakages. So we should take specific care wherever the joints are there, corners are there, where cracks are closed. So that portions, because other open areas everyone can check easily, but as a engineers, as a professions, we should have focus on the points which other cannot have look at. And it is major important point, because normal surface will be having the slope and then water will be drained, but wherever the joints are coming, wherever the crack is there, water will like stagnate there, and then it will percolate into the concrete. Ultimately it is damaging to the rebar, so it will harm the durability of the building, and then wastage of resources unnecessary. Next, third point is, once we clean it, total surface, we have to put bitumen primer uh, till it dry. We should leave, once we apply, we should keep it for 6 to 8 hours. Okay. Then applications, unroll, once we put the bitumen tag coat, then APP membranes are coming in roll forms, so we can unroll that members, and we have various thickness. So I recommend 3 mm APP membrane for waterproofing work. So if greater even still more precaution you want to take, then you can add one more APP membrane, that 3 mm, and then 3 mm, 6 mm you can make, or 2 mm is also available. So you can choose accordingly as per your requirements. Okay. So once we unroll, align it properly on the marked areas, then re-roll into its original form, so that it is alignment is not disturbed. Okay, from marking we can means open it, and once we lay it, and we can have the visual checking, and once we feel perfect, then you can take that marking, and then again re-roll it into its original form, so that again while means doing actual application, it should not be disturbed from the marking what we have given. So third point is, point the torch toward the prime surface, then on the underside of the membrane, torch till the compound reaches its softness points. The best visual to confirm this is when the embossing of the membrane starts to disappear. So in membrane we have to do torching one side, which we have to stick to our surface. So we get this torch. With torch we should like means soften that APP membrane, and that layer, top layer, once it is start disappearing, then you can feel that you can conclude that it is ready for application. So you can start unrolling that one along with that torching. Then roll the membrane forward while timely firmly pressing it to the substrate, so that it bonds keep overlap margin for minimum 100 mm between the two adjoining members for end labs, and minimum of 50 mm for side labs. This is very important point of lapping. So end laps, what we recommend is 100 mm, and then whatever side laps are there, you can consider it as 50 mm side by side. While torching, this one is lapping area is very important. We need to do more torching at the lapping area, because we have to join one APP membrane on other APP membrane. So in basically what we are doing is bitumen, and then we are pasting the APP membrane. But in this case, when the lapping comes, then we have to apply it on the APP membrane itself. So care has to be taken in this area especially. Okay. Then ensure that the constant flow of bitumen is maintained across the whole width of the roll and breadth. Sorry, that spelling is wrong. BD, it's happening. Breadth. It's extruded from all edge and demonstrate that the good seal has been now obtained. The rest must be finished with coating of aluminum paint of non-trafficable area. Yeah, once we do this procedure, we can, it's like we can do coating of this aluminum, and we can put screed on that one. So I prefer 50 screed on this one. So somewhere we put like 75 screed also. So, and screed is having very beautiful properties. This we can use steel fibers in the screed, and then we have avoiding shrinkage material we have. So that one also you can add it to the concrete. Um, and one more thing, while putting the screed, we should maintain the level. So better to use laser leveling machine for this one, so that you can get accurate drainage. Then let me come with this. So it went to this next comparison, APP versus coating. So liquid coating is also similar to this APP coating. Instead of, like, means we have to do whatever surface preparation we require, we have to clean it, and debris we have to remove it, oil surfaces we have to remove. These things we are doing. After that, as per the manufacturer specifications, we have to apply the liquid thoroughly without allowing any kind of gaps. So it should be like, means continuous from one end to other end. So basically, this video I have made to compare what is APP, and then versus what is the liquid coating we are getting. So around 7 points I have covered here. So first point is area of the application, APP membrane. So this is the output what I am talking. APP membrane requires more labor for application. So we have like 60 to 80 square meter per day we can apply, whereas coating have advantage in this point. We can apply up to 250 square meter per day. That's fantastic. Okay. Then resistant to UV rays. Okay, so this APP membrane is again not stable with the UV rays, so it will get damaged when it's exposed. But whereas this coating is UV stable, that's good point again. Then sublayers, thermal insulation and geotextile membranes are mandatory. Then damp in coating we have damp proof thermal insulations. Okay, so along with this APP membrane, we have to put this thermal insulation, and then to avoid this, means we divide the material of concrete, and then insulation we put geotextile material. It is very thin, around 120 GSM it will come. So we should use that one. But in coating we can use damp proof thermal insulations. so we can do with one material. Okay, then joint filling, separate sealant need to be used, same material can be used. Okay, so once we see there are cracks in the roof, then in APP membrane we have to, as I told, we need cementitious material mortar to fill with. But whereas in coating, coating have special properties, so same coating you can put in the joints, then it will cover that joints and it will make water resistant. Then elongation of APP membrane is 40 to 60%, whereas elongation of coating is 500 to 550 percentage. That's great. Time slow delivery of the project, and then this coating is fast delivery. Price range APP membrane is 1,250 per square meter to 1,750 rupees per square meter, whereas coating we have 1150 to 1920 per square meter rate. This is, so basically we have advantage of coating over APP membrane as per my view. So you have any kind of improvements or views on these things, you can comment in the comment section, so that will be helpful for my knowledge, and then viewers can also have that knowledge from your side. So then risk and hazards. So in waterproofing, what are the risks we require? Any kind of project we do, we should analyze this one risk and what are the hazards we have before we start the project. So one is ingrains of water in concrete can seriously damage reinforcement skeleton. By rust, chances of accident are prone. So once water is come in contact with river, then definitely our building is losing life. It is like means we are losing the calcium from the bone. Same is rusting. So next is bottom services will be affected. As I said, ceiling and whatever the bottom services below the ceiling is there. So that services are affected uh, if leakage is unnoticed. Okay, passing dampness can change aesthetical look. Once like building internal aesthetical look is dependent on how beautiful and how the paint quality and whether any patches are there or not. So once water is increased into the building, so we can find so many means patches of the wet areas which makes our building look ugly. So definitely I don't want to have that look in my building especially. So I hope you too want same thing. So for this, we should strictly follow and we should strictly instruct our subcontractors and builders that we require these things specially. Next, safety and precautions. As this is like in coating, it is a chemical, so we have so many harmful things. So everyone should be careful with respect to this one. Once we receive the material or once we select the product, we should go with a MSDS material safety data sheet. Mm, Whatever the instructions are given in material safety data set, that is MSDL, we should strictly follow that one. But once whenever means we were inside, I can have that liberal approach toward this MSDS from the contractors. Even engineers, we don't strictly follow these things. But I request that we should strictly follow, because uh, every life is important. Every person is having their own family, and degradation in health is like if we are making loss to their family, we have to instruct to the laborers who are working on that product. We should in advance we should tell what are the hazards, what are the effects we are going to get in the future, how it can damage our health and environment. We should give the knowledge, and we can share knowledge with all the members who are working in a team. Next is chemicals are harmful if swallowed. In case of the indigestion, immediately medical attention to be given. By mistake, if someone like means instead of drinking water, if they drink chemical, then there is a big problem. Just I'm kidding. Sorry for that. But in case of ingestion, immediate medical attention is required. One should not like take decisions that one should means uh, ask him to drink more water to flush it, or some other approaches. One should not like means take decisions. We are not the doctors. Means I request whenever some like risk or hazard happen, so you should consult the doctor. Wherever the first aid is required, of course we can do the first aid, but not like means we have to take the decisions on something. Next, in case of contact with eyes, rinse immediately with plenty of water. Seek medical advice. So, best is to avoid these things. You can use goggles. So, however, unfortunately, if means that material comes in contact with the eye, then you can use plenty of water. Completely wash it, flush it, and then you can seek immediate medical advice. If you take it lightly, then you might lose your like eyesight, which is like means horrible for everyone. So better to use goggles. Next point, in case of skin contact, wash with soap and plenty of water. But however, this is not like means once it comes contact with the skin. It depends on the chemicals, which kind of chemical it is, like which percentage is going to harm. Some chemicals are there, like even if comes in touch with skin, then it won't harm much once we clean with the water. However, whatever the category of this material, so basic precautions we need to take. We can wash it with plenty of water, and then seek immediate medical. So don't hesitate to go to a doctor or hospital, because if you will think that it will means cure automatically, this is not a major thing. But you are not a doctor to judge that one, so you don't know the severity, how it is going to affect by just having the visual or just means experience. Sometimes we will be having like different chemical proportions will be there in that, so we should not assume or think that same thing is there. What means like you might have experience, so better to consult the doctor. Next, it is recommended to wear suitable nose pad during the torching application. So while doing the torching, we get so many gases. So better to use nose mask and avoid whatever the gaseous products, byproducts are coming with that one. And you can take break after every like means 30 minutes or something, so that you can get some fresh air and then you can start the work again. So disposal, we should do as per MHDES. It is one of the major uh, important factor for the environment. So we cannot dispose any material, not only concerned to waterproofing I am telling. So any material disposal, we should have specific plan where we have to dispose, what we have to do, that disposed, whether it is creating any means environmental affecting gas or any environmental affecting material byproducts are it is creating, or it is because in general I am telling, if you take the example of the polythene, so many like means now nowadays we are not able to live without the plastic. However, we can take the precautions and we can avoid throwing the plastic, because once we throw the plastics, uh, cow, animals are eating that plastic, and it is a big problem for the animals. They are once they eat, it will be like clogged into their digestion system, and they will fall sick, and they will ultimately they will die. So we can avoid these things, and we can help each other. We cannot take everything for granted. Yeah, this is a brief explanation. If you have any kind of advice for me, then most welcome. You can contact me on this phone number and email ID for any kind of doubts or any kind of advices you have and concern to my waterproofing material. Anything you require, any services you require, you can contact me. So I will be happy to help you. Thank you very much. See you again.